Hello everyone, this is Commander Trium once again, talking to you from the Elite Universe. And we are in our freighter, the FNS Valoria. At Babcock Gateway. We have, however, found a more lucrative trade route. We'll investigate that momentarily. We're going to begin today's session by first reaching out to a couple of people in our neck of the woods. I'm not getting a sense that there's anyone there answering, so...
Yes?
Ah, how you doing?
Fine.
You're near the community goal. Hang on a second, I'm going to disable, It's still ringing your voice. I might lose you here for a second. Just one moment.
Caller disconnected.
There we go. So, you're near the community goal at the RI system. Is it very well trafficked right now by commanders, would you say, or?
Not really. It's kind of a bad place for a bounty hunting CG is the thing.
Really? Okay. I'm trying to earn large amounts of money, and I think I found a way to do it.
Yeah?
I'm using the credits, the old commodities tables, and what's that?
Rare commodities?
No, just normal commodities. But I found on the Elite Dangerous Database site, eddb.io, multi-hop tool that lets you pull in quite a bit of profit if you're willing to travel in a freighter to target systems, and then just ferry cargo back and forth for very lucrative profit. So.
Well, yeah, that's called trading.
Yeah, but I haven't done it in a while because the Python, I was doing missions and I was getting 1 million credits per sensor scan, right? So.
Ah, yes, that's scan missions.
So that was getting me about 20 million credits per gaming session, and I was like, okay, well that's fine. And then I thought, well, I want to make some real coin, you know, like lots of money. So I decided to try out the freighter approach, and the freighter approach seems to be doing better than even that. You can pull back, according to this, you should be able to pull back 2.5 million credits per hop, which is even faster. That's about, almost double what you'd get from the sensor scans. So now I can pull 40 million credits per session if I want. Is that what you found as well, or I guess you don't?
Well, it's always changed over the years, but,
yeah.
I mean, I earned the money for my first big ships with just good old-fashioned trading.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't...
I mean, everybody wants the gold rush these days, but, I mean, it's like back in the day, you know, yeah, there were always the gold rushes every once in a while, but
yeah,
there's gotten a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, there is a little bit of...
Good old-fashioned trading definitely works.
Yeah, it looks like it, but for a while there, it seemed like it was nerfed really badly, and then now suddenly it's picked up again. So,
I remember when Horizons first came out. Not a lot of people wanted to do, like, they were all like, oh, it takes so long when you're in the orbit of a planet and whatnot, you know, blah, blah, blah. It takes a long time to break the gravity well. And it's like, but I found this one system with these two planetary bases that one was selling and one was buying this, like, ridiculously expensive commodity. And the two planets were, like, 20 light seconds away. So I'd land, buy the shit, go break orbit, land in the other planet, and sell it. It's hilarious. I was making so much fucking money.
yeah.
Dried up really fast, though, unfortunately. That was when Horizons first got put out.
Yeah, that's what I
I
heard.
think they sort of tweaked down some of those commodities so that wouldn't really happen.
Yeah, that's what was my understanding. And you know what? The cargo capacity on the Pythons and those classes of those medium, intermediate class vessels just is not enough. Like, you can trade all you want until you're blue in the face. You're not going to get the same profit that you're going to get off of taking a freighter of 500 something or others. And
Oh, no, of course not. But the Python is the best medium freighter.
it is, yeah, it is. Definitely got. I wasn't sold up the river on that. It's just too slow, like, for earning the kind of profits that you need to properly manage.
I mean, unless they buff the cargo capacity to the Type 7, but the Type 7's not really a medium freighter.
No, it isn't. It's small.
It's in the medium price range, but it's actually a large ship.
Does it need a large landing pad?
Yeah. Yeah, Type 7 has to land on a large.
Because I got the Type 9 now, myself. I can probably buy a Type 10 if I want, but I'm honestly debating whether or not it's of any use, because the Python is still the better of the two of them. It still looks to me as if it's got the edge in being the better battleship overall, like for all around combat.
Python's probably going to be better in a fight. Well, it depends.
It depends, but
Type 10's kind of a boondoggle for the most part. I mean, it's big, it's slow, it's got a ton of hard points, but kind of a small power distributor.
yeah. I know someone. There's a guy from South Dakota. I mentioned him before, talking to you, but he just loves his mainstay battleship, which is the Type 10 Defender, and he's not as experienced. You know what he has, though? It's kind of interesting. I have never taken an interest in mining, and
I've done a fair bit of mining.
You've done a fair bit of mining? Okay. I haven't. This is the one part. It's the one last, default game role I have not taken on. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'll be looking for. At that point, I'll probably be looking for more lucrative exploits, like just getting the Anaconda outright, and I don't know. How many? Do you know off the top of your head how many cargo slots the Anaconda carries with it? It's not as.
You can always look up the maximum theoreticals on the shipyard online or anything like that. I want to say the max, the absolute max, I think, is a little shy of 500, or maybe that's shielded. But I mean, if you're talking about pure haulage, the Type 9's actually got. The Type 9 has the Anaconda beat now because of its extra Class 8 internal.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the Class 8, which I've of course put over to cargo storage, but I guess I could put something else there if I wanted.
Well, why would you if you're hauling?
What's that?
Why would you if you're hauling cargo?
I wouldn't, and because you get 128 free metric tons worth of cargo just for having that thing there. I mean, I have a fighter bay, an SRV dock, like the whole shebang, and I'm still pulling 500 cargo. So, I mean, I realize you don't deal with the mundanities of currency anymore, really, but
I mean, if you want to just haul cargo, though, you really should ditch the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Fill it all with cargo except for your defenses, your shield.
Yeah. Well, basically I have. I mean, I did take a fighter just for defensive purposes, but I mean, the only reason I have the fighter is a good getaway ship, right? if the fighter gets trashed, the freighter rebuilds it within a period of time, right? So I could just like throw the fighter out the back to go engage whoever, run away from the fight, and I'll probably get away. And
well, yeah, I mean that only works on. Obviously, that'll really probably only work on NPCs. Some of them will probably ignore the fighter and focus on you, especially the higher ranked enemies.
yeah, no, it won't work PvP, but no one's bothering. I mean, no one bothers you in a freighter, really, amongst the human people, unless, like I said, I'm kind of closing right now on being near the community goal for the very first time, just in my Type 9, so I don't really want to. And depending on where I go today with the multi-hops...
well, you know, yeah, I mean, you could do the CG. Yeah, you could do the CG. The CGs usually offer pretty good prices. It's been a while since I've actually hauled, like, delivered cargo to a CG. But...
yeah.
And like I said, I mean, this might be a good one to do it because I'm not... I mean, there's always going to be the assholes, right?
Oh, sure.
But I'm not seeing a lot of them right now. And I think part of that's because they're, you know, it's not really a good place for a bounty hunting CG. So, well, that and there's that other CG that has to do with the Thargoids.
Yep.
And I think that usually attracts a fair bit of attention. You know, it's like a political thing. There's always the people that want to go kill the AXers, right? They're like,
yeah.
oh, fucking kill them. I mean, that's just how it works. Like there's a lot of people that play games online. They just want to ruin your fun. So, you know, like, and AppDev like really helps them along because they're like, hey guys, in order to fight Thargoids, you need these cool AX weapons. Oh, but they don't do any damage. They won't even scratch a human ship. Sorry about that. Sorry we painted a big bullseye on your fucking hull for all the PvPers out there. It really does.
They really did need to do something with the. I mean, this is why I'm sort of waiting for them to announce in the next chapter release of Beyond or whatever that they're going to do. They're going to make Gauss weapons and Guardian technology a mainstay apparatus, because you're absolutely correct, of course. As soon as you show up with an AX weapon cluster, everyone's basically gunning for you if they don't like, competing humans. So
yeah, there's nothing you can really do about it except get out of the way.
Get out of the way, leave, and go get your Gauss cannon.
And they get all salty about it. Oh, combat logger. Like, it's called a highway, bud. Maybe you should fucking read the manual.
Well, that, or you could just arm up with, conventional weapons and come back and then blast the hell out of them. But it's up to you how you want to take it. But yeah, like, I've got some confidence now as a Python driver, but I'm just I don't know. If I sell the Python and the Type 9, I can actually get my first Anaconda properly outfitted, I think. I have about 200 million in assets, so just between those two ships, I still have on top of that a Diamondback and a Dolphin, so just to play around with.
My basic rule of thumb with the Anaconda is, I mean, back when I first got it, and I did run it sort of D-ranked for a while as like a trade vessel, and it was kind of hairy every once in a while. But you gotta keep in mind, is back then we didn't have all this crazy engineering bullshit to really skew the hell out of the power balance.
Yeah.
So I got away with it.
Yeah.
But kind of my rule of thumb now with the big ships is, there's a couple things you really need to do before you really jump into a big ship. You need to have enough engineers unlocked that you can engineer the thing. And that's going to be your first order of business. When you get the big ship, you engineer it. End of story.
Yeah.
If you fly around in an unengineered big ship, you're basically a blimp. You're a big gas bag waiting to be filled with holes.
Yeah.
Like, you will die to a frickin' eagle in an Anaconda if you are unengineered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I see that here, and that's why I didn't do this sooner, was because as soon as I get the Conda, you need at least 100 million in just extras that you're going to have to put onto the thing, or you're...
That's what I was saying. So really, to me, to my mind, you want at least 500 million to do an Anaconda, and that's just the money aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite there in terms of overall asset count yet. I'm getting close, but, time is moving along, and in every chapter release, every update to the game that comes along, I mean, it's taken me a long time to get here, but now that I'm here, I want to make sure that I don't want to completely disable my fleet either. I've got a fleet of ships, I have 4 mainstay vessels in my fleet, one of which can get me across, like, that Diamondback. Good Lord. That thing can, like, hurtle me across the cosmos in, like, 2 jumps if I hit a neutron star. Like, I can be somewhere else, 200 light years away in a flash. But then again...
Yeah, I kind of miss the old days of having one ship, though. All the way up to my Anaconda, I only had one ship. I kept the Cobra. I always had the Cobra.
You always had the Cobra? Okay.
It was kind of my insurance policy.
Yeah.
Well, worst case, I can always fly my Cobra.
Go back to the beginning. Well, I mean...
I'm surprised we can pull off in a Cobra.
No, I know. It's for the small... It's the king of the smaller vessels, right? Like, as soon as you get out of the...
In multi-purpose, yeah.
In multi-purpose, yeah.
Very good ship.
It's a very, very good ship. So, and it will stay with Elite probably forever for that reason alone. It's just such a solid space frame. It's the thing that you naturally will move up from into an
kind of
Explorer.
Disappointed though that they did the whole chieftain thing and not the crate. It's just.
Oh, the crate. They still say it's coming. It's still on its way.
I'm just really annoyed that they couldn't release them both at the same time, and that they had to go and release the PvP-centric medium ship first.
Yeah. Have you encountered any chieftains and done battle with them? I have.
Yeah, I fought one in my Python.
Yeah, so did I. I won, but it wasn't.
Too much chaff.
Yeah, there wasn't much he could do. They were shooting missiles at me like crazy, and I was just like, no. This isn't gonna. You're not gonna win this. Doing that because I had the.
I actually barely escaped because it was kind of shitty. I was in a wing and I got attacked, and I was like, I wonder why he's attacking me instead of like the Corvette or something. A lot of times those guys like the big targets. Right?
Yeah.
Come to find out that the other and an FDL was in my wing. So I'm like, all right, I'll fight this guy, right? My wingmates will help. And I start fighting him, and my wingmates just don't help me at all. And so I fight him, and eventually I jump out. I barely made it out. My FSD was at 8%. He must have gotten some really good hits in when I was in the final charge.
Really? Out. That's surprising.
Yeah, he was using super pen railguns, but I fought him for about 5-ish minutes, I want to say. I think I got his hull to like 70 or 60%, and he got me to like 65%. Yeah, the problem was that my main weapons on my Python were 3 gimbaled multi-cannons for bounty hunting, and he had too much chaff, so it didn't work in my favor, that's for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
The only fixed weapons I had were my plasma chargers, but...
Yeah, I finally found it.
Anyway, so I jumped out, and come to find out that my wingmates couldn't see him, because we were in the same instance, but apparently he was not. He was only in my instance, attacking me.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nope.
How long?
It happened a couple times.
Ooh, that's annoying though. Like they should.
Very annoying.
They should all be in part of the same instance if they're in the same wing.
Yeah, but it's a bug that I've seen several times now. But yeah, it was definitely pretty annoying. I was wondering why the hell I wasn't getting any fucking help. And I'm thinking that's probably why he attacked me. He probably couldn't even see the other guys. He probably only saw me.
Perhaps.
Of course, the sad thing is I jumped out, I left, and this other guy that was also in a Corvette was like going into that instance, and I was telling everybody that they should probably leave that instance because that guy wants to kill people.
Yeah.
He was really well equipped.
Yeah.
Corvette jumps in there, gets jumped, gets killed in like 5 seconds.
I keep hearing stories like that and wondering what the software architecture of this game looks like.
Oh, with the, it's the network thing. It's the peer-to-peer architecture that's got to be screwy.
Well, some of this clearly is using UDP traffic to instantiate an in-game instance. Fire and forget packet traffic over the network. But And that should be fine. Like, as long as there's a tag in their protocol somewhere that says, okay, this person's in part of this instance, but I can't quite get there in terms of understanding what's wrong with the network code. And I keep trying to envisage this. And then there's other things, like weird stuff, like, like you were telling me before about how an Xbox ship doesn't translate to a PC ship. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. They're both, I verified the ship architectures are both using the same software to derive the ship, particulars and present them using the Unity engine, which is the default graphics system that Microsoft is using on both.
Separate.
But why? That's the part I don't understand. What is it about Unity?
Business.
Yeah.
Microsoft doesn't want it to be cross-platform. That's the reason.
I'm wondering if the EU is involved with that decision as well, like international politics. Because if Microsoft goes cross-platform with a game like that, if someone wouldn't charge monopoly in the EU.
There's always been talk of like the cross-platform games, and the dream of having basically all video games
from one interface.
Basically. Right.
Yeah.
PS4 players play with Xbox players, play with PC players.
Yeah. Right.
And as yet, there's been very few games that have actually done that. And typically, it ends up being PlayStation can play with PC, and Xbox can play with PC, but Xbox can't play with PS4, right?
Right.
So, like, Rocket League, for example, is one of the ones where you can play, PC players can get matched up against both PS4 and Xbox players, I believe. Or maybe it's just PS4.
But you can have Xbox players in this game to participate with PC players. That's definitely a plus. What I don't
It would be fantastic if they did it.
Yeah.
Because, especially partly because we're both affecting the same galactic simulation, right?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, no, we're all part of the same galaxy, that's correct.
Very annoying, though. It's definitely annoying that there's that split that's like, oh, well, the Xbox players are kind of just do whatever they want, and the PC players kind of just do whatever they want, and they're both in the same galaxy, but you never run into each other.
Is that what's going on? Because I've heard different accounts. Well, what I've heard is that you can't migrate a ship from the Xbox to the PC, but PCs and Xbox players can play with one another and will encounter each other in the galaxy. But if you have an Xbox edition of Elite, you have to buy an additional edition for the PC, and you cannot take ships between the two accounts. There's no
You can't see Xbox players.
Right.
You can't interact with them. You can't see them. You can't shoot at them. They don't exist for us.
Really?
Yeah. And for transferring, that's just if you want to transfer from Xbox to PC, you have to buy the game on PC, and they will transfer all your assets, but not your ships. They'll wipe out everything on that account on the Xbox and give you the credit value on a PC account.
Jesus, but you just handed it. Frontier gets $80 out of that, like right off the bat.
Well, not on sale, but
no, not on sales, but unless you're part of an Oculus sale.
I know that because one of my friends did that. He started playing Elite on Xbox, and then later on wanted to join me on the PC and got a copy and had support transfer all his assets over.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't realize that the Xbox players were affecting the same political sphere, but we weren't actually talking to one another.
As far as I know, that's how it works. They affect all the same galactic simulations, perhaps not to the CGs. The CGs might be independent. I don't know about that part in particular. And we never see them. They're in their own little realm of subspace.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that makes even less sense to me now than it did before. But anyway, I'll look into that actually.
That's how they built it.
I know, but again,
those were their choices, right? It's not like they're like, oh, whoops, we screwed up. We can't have these people play each other. No, they were like, well, we're not going to let them play with each other because Microsoft said no.
Well, either because Microsoft said no, and Microsoft would only say no if the EU would say no, because this is an English game after all, right? So it's British, so you have to. You have to.
Well, I don't think the EU would come into it necessarily. There definitely wouldn't be any kind of monopoly situation because there are cross-platform games.
There are. That's the other confusing part. Like, did the EU say something to like? Why would Microsoft? But Microsoft doesn't usually interfere at that level, and if it did, it would be jeopardizing the Windows Store. So I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit more critically. Blog about it or something.
Well, they absolutely can interfere. Xbox is their walled garden.
Yeah, which is fine. It can be. You just have to qualify your software through their apparatus. If you write software for the Xbox, you need to get like a development edition.
And I think that's part of the problem. The PC build is probably different than the Xbox build. It's probably a couple grades ahead.
Yeah, that's probably
true. When it
true.
comes to cross-platform play, in the past for other games, I have always heard that, and observed at least, the difference in versions. Like Warframe, for example, famous free-to-play game that's on Xbox, PC, and PS4.
You know, you want to hear something? Sorry,
PC
go ahead.
Version is always a few updates ahead of the Xbox version.
If you want to hear something truly weird, though, Oculus, the VR headset, which I use, of course, to play this game, you have to route the Oculus through a PC to the Xbox via USB cable in order to get.
Really? But you can route it?
Yeah. So I don't even know how that would affect an Xbox player who uses a VR headset, if that's even an option with Elite right now.
I honestly didn't know that VR was even a thing on Xbox.
It can be.
Kind of behind the curve on that one.
There is an Xbox utility that Oculus has put out for its hardware to work with the Xbox. So it will work, and they do.
Don't the games have to have VR modes, though?
All the games that support Oculus have to have VR modes. But the tool makes that possible with the Xbox. So I don't understand the mechanics of it myself. I'm not a game developer, but I mean, I haven't even seen, to be perfectly blunt with you, I haven't even had the money to pull together to actually develop games for the Xbox. Nor would I necessarily go and spend $3,000 on an Xbox developer edition just to, I'd have to have some sort of business model to follow there, and I don't really have one at the moment. So unless you know some game developers who are looking for work, and there's always people in the development community who want to code for games. I might be able to pull some.
Isn't that kind of one of those things where it's a little oversaturated because it's like the cool job?
Yeah, it is the cool job, but
it's like defense. It's like the defense industry and my industry, engineering. Yeah. Everybody wants the defense industry jobs because not only do they typically pay better, but they're the cool jobs, right?
Yeah. It's
cool. You get to work on weapons and defense technologies, and you're on the bleeding edge.
Yeah. I actually am pulled into. I was in an interview last week. In theory, it was kind of a weird scenario, but it ended up being a phone interview with.
In theory, you were in an interview.
Well, I went to the building where the interview was.
Hypothetically, they were interviewing.
Yeah.
Or hypothetically, if we were to interview right now.
There's intermediary. If I'm in the defense industry in this country, you have to go through an intermediary. So what happened was the intermediary set up the interview, but they gave me a different date than they gave the other people than they gave them. So from there, and then and so there was a scheduling screw up. No one knows whose fault it was, because someone also called in sick during the same period, and as a result, the interview kind of happened sort of by phone, but not really. Like, it wasn't an in-person thing. So, but it's for a web development job that's fairly, it's in the defense.
How did it happen sort of by phone, but not really.
Because I called
the low man on the totem pole to interview you.
Basically, I had the engineer talk to, directly. So it was an official conversation. It does have a log. It's going to be considered as part of my submission, but they don't pay very well. I'll say that. Not. Well, yeah, I didn't. I wasn't my rate. It's about half my normal ask for rates in this market. So I was.
You're still looking for work, though, I guess. Right?
Yeah, but now I'm going on interviews. So there's like more interviews next week. I mean, in the next couple of weeks, it won't be much longer. I don't think.
You're still looking for a full-time job too, right?
No, this is for full time. Like I can take a term job with the government. I don't have a problem with that. The only issue I have is whether or not, in the next fiscal cycle, normally they come around every year around this time. April is the date that April 1st is the date the government departments have to submit their cash requirements and get responses back from the central government. From PWGSC, which is Public Works and Government Spending. They have to come back with, okay, here's your money for the year. Now go spend it however you want and be accountable. That's how it works here. So that process takes the first 4 months of the new year. We've now passed April 1st. Therefore, they have their money. They know what money they have to spend. Now the interviews will start to begin in earnest. That's the anticipated pattern. And there's still, full-time regular work in the private sector, of course, which I'm still pursuing. But I know it's likely to happen very shortly. I just don't know where. In the first acceptable offer that comes across my desk, I'll definitely be, working there. I need money soon, because I had savings up to this point, but they're now running shy. Fortunately, I do have a second income, so I can...
Always a pain in the ass when that happens, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But I'm fortunate because I do have a little bit on the side of, a little bit of a side business that I do. I also offer mentorship services to a training company based in the U.S. called Pluralsight, and that helps pay bills in between gaps where there's not necessarily a huge amount of money involved, and it's touch and go day by day kind of thing. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that I love mentorship. I love helping people with their problems, but I don't necessarily get the same guaranteed level of income that I would get. But it's an aspect of what I'm looking for. And actually, one of the other interview I was on last week was with there were supposed to be 2 interviews. I was supposed to be contacted by Deloitte & Touche, which is you probably have heard of them, even in the States. They're the people who do audits of your financials inside of larger financial organizations. So they have a technology branch as well, a line of business, and they sent me an email last week, right from DeloitteandTouche.ca, which says, "Oh, we'll be calling you in the next 48 hours to arrange an interview. Congratulations on your selection for the interview process." And I was like, "Oh, that's good. That's private sector. That's stable." And then the call never came, and so I was like, "Well, what do I do now?" It's from a do not reply mail address, so I don't know what the heck the point of it was if they don't call. But we'll hopefully.
Yeah,
Oh.
Man, it took way too long to get behind this fucking Type 10 Super Cruise. He's just like fucking slow boating it.
Type 10. Oh, he's.
Yeah, I'm hunting him down in Super Cruise the old-fashioned way. It's real slow going.
But you got him, by the looks of it. Lambda Arai.
Target the drives. Last
Yes.
one of these I had got away from me. I'm not here for your amusement. Well, I'm not really here just to amuse myself.
No.
Money.
Is he wanted? Obviously, he's wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wanted.
Yeah. You gotta do that law enforcement thing.
With a pulse laser.
Hang on here. Oh god. Starport Services.
Oh, he really fucking got me good with his little fucking shield cell booster there. I couldn't overcome it with my railguns.
Oh no. Well, those run out eventually. He can only... I've seen ships like...
Yeah, but they sure can carry a lot of them.
Yeah, they can carry a lot of them, but I've seen ships that like take these shield cells and they just rely completely on them, and they don't necessarily work out in their favor.
That was rousing.
Have you noticed that there's a bunch of ships on planet...
490,000! Wow, what an explosion.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah, he was only 180, but when I scanned him, hopefully that bounty's actually for this system. It's probably not. My luck, but...
You probably have to go to interstellar bounties.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass.
Of course, if you really want...
25% of it.
Yeah, if you really want combat, the conflict zones can be kind of lucrative after a while. If you're good at picking off the leavings of the main fleet.
Oh, I've got a conflict zone control vessel. I used to use my cutter for conflict zone all the time.
Really? Okay. They can be quite lucrative too, but...
I've got 4 long-range beam turrets on it, so...
Holy
I set them to
crap.
fire at will, and they just, like, fucking fire at everything. It's hilarious.
So you go in there, dominate the whole bloody conflict zone.
Yeah, pretty much. So they just, like, fire off, and it's just that little extra assistance, you know, for the AIs to really tip it, and, you know, I get the credit for the kill because I put some scarring on their hull. I have to sort of really power manage it, though, because the cutter has a lower class power distributor than the other big ships. But
like the Corvette. Have you got your Corvette yet?
Yeah, I have a Corvette.
Yeah, I remember flying out of your fighter bay with...
My Corvette is my AX ship.
Yeah, okay.
Corvette's my AX ship. The cutter, I don't really know what to fly. I haven't flown it in a long last time. It's kind of a fucking... It's just such a slob to fly.
A slob. It's like a Nubian vessel from Star Wars. It's got that sort of look to that imperial look to it.
It definitely has an imperial look to it. It just slides. It's a real slidey ship. It's not really that fun to fly. Well, it can be, but
yeah,
I guess it's really my conflict zone.
I think of good Amaya shipyards as being the kind of Apple of the space frame industry, if I can use that.
Yeah, to a certain degree, you're right, yeah.
It's got that friendlier, remember.
Purple. I gotta get rid of that. You gotta get rid of that ugly white color that they're so fond of.
There is something very ergonomic about it, though. It looks very comfortable, very posh, very imperial.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
I guess I might fly it again. My cutter is a good multi-crew ship, is what it is. Great.
I think so. If you're just, bumming around Elite and you're just looking for stuff to do.
It's kind of like my little mini super carrier. I've got a bunch of fighters, got the turret.
Sure. I mean, yes, you would buy a Farragut-class battleship, I'm sure, if you could, but I don't see that mod coming out soon.
I'm worried about people wanting to kill you just for having it.
Oh, by the way,
they'd get a couple wings of their little goddamn medium ships that cost a fraction of your battleship and just kill the hell out of you.
Yeah, well, I've seen battles between pirate or independent classes. How an independent system gets to have its own Farragut class, I don't know. They only manufacture them at the one shipyard, as far as I know, the Beta Hydra shipyards. And I've seen those shipyards, and they're busy. They're constantly building these frickin' things, so they must be selling them. But I would think the Federation, at least...
yeah, they probably make like an export version.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, there's probably a Federation upgrade that you can't get or something. It's, the Federation is holding its claws on and will not let go to anyone else. Kind of like the F-22 Raptor of the American Air Force.
Right, exactly.
They won't sell it to anyone, no matter how close an ally they are. But still, the I noticed, was watching on YouTube this past week the ongoing.
Make me nervous, bud.
What's that?
Always the Corvette behind me.
Uh, there was I don't know if you remember Wing Commander for the PC.
Yeah.
So if you look at the TCS Midway from Wing Commander, and you look at the Farragut class in Elite, the two ships are almost identical. Like, just scaled up slightly. But
nod.
yeah, it's like they're sort of nodding. I don't know what future classes of battleship might emerge in the game, especially now that we've got some newer technologies, Gauss cannons and whatnot coming online. But I'm expecting.
They're gonna have to start making. They're gonna have to start making anti-Thargoid battleships for sure, and they'll probably want to use a fair bit of the Guardian tech.
That's what I'm thinking. There's likely some planning. Someone's got blueprints on the drawing board somewhere for a new class of battleship.
They've got like an enormous Guardian Gauss cannon that they're planning to put on the battleship. It's got like a 6-kilometer range, no damage fall off. It'll just blow a Corvette in half in one shot when its shields are down. That's what I would do. Massive fucking railgun, super long range. You don't care how fast or maneuverable your ship is. Lock on, blow them away. That'd be fantastic.
It's like the 10-gauge shotgun of the space frame industry.
Flat cannons, yeah, flat cannons would be fantastic too.
Yeah.
Proper flat cannons too, not these little fruity sparkler guns we have.
Yeah, where you take out an entire quadrant inside of a spatial grid.
I did try out the Fleshit launchers, the Fleshit munitions. They do damage modules through shields.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
They're kind of they kind of take some skill to use, and they're only really good against external modules. So they are good for like taking out engines and like chaff launchers and shit to a certain degree.
Really? Okay. I know. I've had my, as you say, the fruity little sparkler gun. I have it in storage right now. I can mount it on any one of my ships if I so desire, but anything that supports Class 2, which is all my ships. So.
Yeah.
But a Class 2 little fruity sparkler cannon, you're right. Yeah, it isn't much.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not gonna.
They just released a Guardian variant, the Shard cannon, but.
Oh, really?
A bunch of Guardian blueprints, and when I did the blueprints, I only ground out enough for the rail cannon and the plasma charger.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a real grind. That is the main obstacle for me getting invested in this Gauss technology. Is the fact that it's such a grind. Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
The real problem with it is it's something that you just have to go when you kind of just have to camp out there.
Yeah.
And you do the same thing like 10 times, basically. You got to turn the little ruin on 10 bloody times.
Like if I was heavily invested in this Thargoid war, which I'm not, I'm still sort of in the outer periphery. But if I was more heavily invested, I suspect I would, start taking issue with the Thargoids, and I might go do one of those missions. But
well, I did it because I just wanted to try out the cool alien guns, and
yeah, sure. And that's what I enjoyed talking to you about last time was, the cool new alien gun. But let's face it, it's been a month now. Like, where are the blueprints for for a 6-kilometer long battleship? I want to see that. I want to see the next generation of battleship that the Federation and Empire are no doubt conspiring to produce.
And seeing how the Fleshit launcher is, I'm not really that inspired to go try the Shard cannon because it's probably kind of disappointing.
Yeah, well, time will tell. As I said, they'll likely cycle some Gauss technology into standard weapons issue. I'm guessing. I don't know. But I can't imagine blueprints being all that enticing a scenario for people wanting to use Gauss technology going forward. So the only problem is right now the AX cannons are good enough to do battle with the Thargoids if I absolutely have to, and
yeah, they definitely are. They're fairly effective.
I just don't see the point. Like, what am I getting out of the Gauss technology other than, you know, some sort of like weird.
More AX damage is what you're
Yeah.
Anyway.
AX damage. Yeah. Well, the Gauss. I mean, the storyline is inching along at its usual pace, and we'll see what comes. But
I mean, they did release. Did you see they released a couple new Guardian models? The Shard Cannon was one of them.
Yeah, there was also
an FSD booster.
Didn't see the FSD booster. So what's this?
It's supposed to add 10 light years to your jump range, but apparently it's kind of broken right now.
Okay.
As typical.
And this is some sort of new Guardian energy source, or?
No, it's a utility mount.
Utility mount.
I think it's a utility mount. I didn't actually look into it that much. I assume it's utility.
So you got to go to the Guardian tech brokers and trade your way up to get this kind of thing.
It's a tech broker thing. You gotta collect the materials.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do like the idea of the brokering system that they've added. Did you know that we're just coming up now on the 25th anniversary of Elite 2 Frontier?
No, I didn't know that. That's
impressive. Obsidian was noting the date as in his broadcast yesterday morning. So I think it might be this weekend that we're actually crossing the 25th anniversary marker. And of course there you see again from within planet atmospheres what it's like to be on the pavement on a world with an Earth breathable atmosphere that you can take off from. Still something that's anticipated to be implemented in this game by the end of the year, and hopefully it's, you know, a little bit less convoluted, because in Elite 2, I mean, you could be shot out of the sky by the base authority for taking off without first requesting permission. But you literally had the capacity to roll out onto the tarmac, you know, and without asking for clearance for liftoff, you could just take off. Yeah. At which point, you know, the city's cannons below you, if you're somewhere like New York, or perhaps you're at New Africa on Merlin or somewhere, you know, fairly well populated, they have lots of these cannons on the ground, and they all shoot at you as you take off without clearance.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, I remember visiting New York on Earth, and you know, the cities they weren't complete, but they were good enough for that particular game at that particular time. They did a lot more with it than, you know, and it added so much, if you'll pardon the pun, atmosphere to the game. Yeah, it really adds a lot, just having that stupid little feature there. And it's not like they can't do it now. They've already shown atmospheric effects with the Thargoid bases in this game many moons ago. So what the holdups are, I don't know, but it
really does seem like it wouldn't necessarily be that difficult. I mean,
they just have to basically give geo coordinates for cities, and, you know, and paint the cities in a standardized way. They're trying to customize it, you know, try to make the cities look unique, I guess, and maybe they're working around city generation or building plans or I don't know, some sort of city planning algorithm that will generate cities for you in a contiguous manner.
And I mean, for Atmo, they can just, you know, I don't know, I'm sure they can come up with something to make it seem different from the airless rocks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But
just
I mean,
a bunch of turbulence into the glide phase when you're coming down, and then when you're leaving, they could have like two jump points. They could have one that's like, I don't know, early exit that incurs a lot of like friction when you jump out, you know.
Maybe some heat.
Up your ship a bunch or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And then like a later exit, you get higher, and it's a normal, you know, smooth, clean exit.
But my own personal view is, in order to remain competitive with Star Citizen, they're likely trying to implement weather. on a global scale, and the weather generation is very complicated, as I'm sure you're aware. But
sounds like a real.
Yeah, well, it's a massive.
Gain from weather generation.
Well,
I don't want to be flying around on Earth and get my ship hit by a giant bolt of lightning. That'd be the scariest shit. You're just cruising around over like the
bang!
Anaconda, and the lightning just hits you and shuts off your ship. Just, oh shit. You fucking splash down into the water.
Yeah. Would you land a space shuttle in the middle of a hurricane? No! Why in God's name would I want to take
Everything just goes dark. The little red light blinks on. Oh man, what was I watching? There was some movie or game or something where that happened, where like a ship or a plane got hit by like a massive energy source, and it was like a cockpit view, and everything just goes dark, and the plane just sort of starts listing and falling, and it's just like, oh fuck.
Well, I think there's a scene from Alien when they landed in LV 4224 or whatever, 422. Yeah, they're coming down inside of what is basically like a primordial cyclone, and they end up losing their cockpit features. What?
Oh, I think a Viper 4 just landed. It was on bloody fire.
Well, that would be interesting.
No, actually, that's not right. I just remember there's no fire effects on the ships. There should be. There should be like some.
Yeah, the latest.
That's another thing that they could do. A little thing, not a tiny thing, but a little-ish thing. They could brush up the modeling on the ships.
Yeah, they could. No doubt. Like they're adding more and more detail with every chapter release, I guess.
At the very least, they could do the damage states on the other big ships beyond the Anaconda. The Anaconda is the only ship that actually takes,
visible damage.
Visual hull damage, yeah. The other ships are just, they look fine. It's like, okay, alright.
Well, I don't know about this Type 9. It's a pretty big ship. Like, I'm standing on the bridge of it right now. And looking around me, I can see there's 3 decks visible from the cockpit bubble in the front of the ship, and it's just so screwed up because I've got 2 other platforms on either side of me. It's like gigantic craft. Like, it should be able to show hull damage.
Yeah, I agree. They should add that in.
Like, it barely fits through the space doors, it's so large. So, why why with a craft of this type wouldn't they, but I guess the space doors are set to some sort of standard, I would imagine. And the only other place you can land them is on planet surface, of course. So I'm constantly going up and down from planet now. From being on planet to off planet.
Naturally. The real money might be the trading goal here. I'm sitting here trying to do the bounty hunting goal, but I fucking can't find anything.
Well, if you want...
I spent like an hour, I think, and I got like 300K.
Yeah, there's it's STF. The most lucrative system near me is STF, Sierra Tango Foxtrot 1774. I'm just entering the coordinates now. STF 1774. Where's my keyboard? Feel around.
Big bad cutter flying in. Big old green engines.
774. System located. It's in the Alliance near 78 Ursa Majoris. Holy crap, this is across the cosmos. It's 244.41 light years away. But
I thought you were going to come do the trading goal here.
This is the trading goal. This system is currently the most lucrative in the bubble. 1 second. According to this, the profit gained by being in this part of the galaxy will be quite nice. 47.05 per unit ton.
Oh wow, that's a lot of unit profit. What the hell is it?
like I said, it's just the next one down is in the 40-48 range, which is in BD 2665. Let's see about that one. That one's also good enough. It's not the best, but it'll do.
Colors. I can't figure out who the hell would want white with colors. That's so boring.
BD -20 2665. Okay. BD -20 2665 confirmed. Much closer. Only 206 light years away. It's in the Federation. It's near Earth. It's near some engineers. Oh my god.
It's near everything.
It's near everything. Let's have a look. Well, I'm still looking at least at one refuel stop, but I think we'll go there. It's in the territory of Felicia Winters. And since we're going to be doing some money making up there, what we'll do... Hang on. I've got my coordinates set. We are 15 jumps from the target system currently. Do you realize my freighter... This is so sad. My freighter actually jumps 4 full light years farther than my Python. Complete with fighter bay and all the fixins attached. I haven't even lightened the ship's load yet. And I've still got a serious overheating problem that I haven't quite tapped down yet. I think it's related to my space, to the hull that I'm using. I'm still using a light hull, but... And I've got crappy thrusters. But wait, I have 30 million credits. I think I can buy better thrusters now. Hang on. Shipyard, please. Outfitting. Let's have a look at our optional internal. No, this is going to be core. Core internals. 7D thrusters. So I need the 7A thruster pack. $7A thrusters are 51 million credits.
What thrusters?
The 7As are 51 million. There's a couple of items on here that you need 50 million credits for, and that's what I'm hoping to change about my craft, the freighter. But we're getting close. We're getting good, making good time there. Okay, computer, stand by to launch. Lowering pad. Oh, nice. I love the large launch pads. They're just hilarious. Especially when you're in a Coriolis station, it like takes up the entire bottom of the spaceport. Like the landing pad, the large landing pad literally goes from one like pylon in the port to the other side of the pylon. It's as much as the space station itself can afford. Computer launch. Launching in progress.
Landing restraints retracted. You are clear for departure.
Departing Babcock Gateway. And I forgot my crew member in the spaceport. I'll have to wait to refuel. Hopefully.
When that happens.
Yes, I have to keep remembering to crew up before I leave. It takes some getting used to this larger class of ship. I mean, I can only imagine if you actually were allowed to command something like a Farragut class battlecruiser. Like, you need crew slots for all kinds of things.
Probably be a pain in the ass.
It probably would be, actually. But I could see people getting good at it as well. You know, being the officer of the deck kind of thing. OOD.
Frameshift drive charging.
FSD charge in progress.
Imperial Flight Operations Bureau, now signing off.
Moving to LTT 420. Three, two, one, engaging. Hop 1 is completing. Beginning Hop 2.
Drive charging.
Herring cool. Scan complete. Haringle, sorry. 14.5 light years. I'm going to zigzag across a few of these systems, unfortunately.
Well, it happened.
Well, you got to tack so much to do a course correction that some of these longer range jumps.
Temperature critical.
And we're flying into the sun. I hate that.
Out of time. Kid texted me.
Cooling the engine, 62% and falling. 53, 50, 48. Engage FSD, scan system. India Charlie Zulu Lima X-ray Tango Bravo 34. Three, two, one. See, the engine runs at about above 80% most of the time, but it never seems to go over 90 either. So it's not like you get a lot of warnings for heat, but you're not really in any danger. But it's still annoying when the heat alarm goes off.
Frameshift drive charging.
Whoa, that star looks big and hot. What the hell is this?
Big and hot, huh?
Like,
Stars are like that.
like Beetlejuice. Ever been to Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
That's one big ass
You know,
star.
I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah, I like.
For the center of the galaxy and Beagle Point because I don't hate myself that much. But I do hate myself enough to have gone to Colonia
Frameshift
twice.
drive charging.
Holy crap! You've been to Colonia twice in one lifetime?
Twice. And I actually made the trip 3 times because the first time I went, I took my exploration fit Anaconda, and then I killed myself to get back to the bubble for like a massive CG bout that they had. There were like 6 CGs running at once. It was crazy, and I wanted part of the action. So I blew myself up, left my Anaconda there. So I had to build an exploration asp and take it out there, and then I had to fly my Anaconda back to the bubble. So I made the distance 3 times.
Oh my god! It sounds cool.
I went back to the bubble all back of the bus the first time, you know?
Yeah, it seems like it's a really painful sort of ordeal to put oneself through. that number of times. Like, I don't know. They're adding more mega ships into the game now, so I'm a little bit concerned about ships flying around all over the place, delivering you to different parts of the galaxy. As long as, I suppose, they make an appointment so that once they dump you off in some far-flung star system, hundreds and hundreds or thousands of light years away from the bubble.
But that's what I kind of hoped for. I had this dream that I could load up my Anaconda as, like, the ultimate, like, multi-purpose vehicle with, like, everything I could possibly need. And then just, like, hop in, land on a megaship and just go, right?
Yeah.
Hit space and never come back, you know? Just be part of a nomad fleet.
Well, that's what they're doing with the Thargoid battles now. They're setting up both the Federation Empire of Megaship, and there's an independent now. It's got a Megaship project underway to get...
the idea is, like, you can park in them, and then they'll just drive on speed.
Yeah.
You can just fucking disembark and start fucking shit up. That's actually a good idea.
It is a really good idea, and I'm surprised it took as long as it did to get off the ground, but it is now off the ground, so...
I do just really wish it was more... I do wish the mechanics were more ingrained in the game instead of this thing where it's like, oh, well, we have to wait for the server tick. It's like, I wish it was like live, real-time countdown. You land, all right, hey, we're going to this system. This is when we're leaving. Be on the ship or get left behind. This is like, you should be able to actually land and like stay. And it should be like if you're on the pad, it should sound like an air raid siren. Like, and suck everybody down in the pads and be like, jump imminent. Like locking down all landing pads, and then you hear this thing like rumbling and going to fucking hyperspace. Like, why don't we have that?
I don't know.
That would be so incredible.
We actually do have, like, it's not clear what game mechanics are like bound necessarily to the server update.
I mean, they would need the external effect, like, because people could be near the station and see it. But they have that effect. They have it for the big ships when you go into the wormhole thing.
Yep.
So they can totally do that with the mega ships. And then for everybody inside the ship, they would just need the sound bites.
Frameshift drive charging.
They've also got, don't forget, no, actually I'm running out of gas here. They've also got a, they have missions that you can take at various starports, which are effectively done in real time. Like, you have to go kill so-and-so pirate by X amount of time, and according to GMT, right? So I'm...
Oh, yeah, I know that. You know, that's something that's always annoyed the shit out of me about the game. A little minor thing. Why the hell is my info clock in GMT, but within the game, the same fucking game, my chat box is in Eastern Standard? So they don't fucking correlate.
No, they don't. And if it should be, it should either be set to local time.
One or the other.
Or one or the other, exactly. I don't know. They're trying to appeal to everyone's preference, I guess. I don't know. Okay, hang on. We need to find a starport here. We've got common dock, back. Lock destination. No. We're gonna go to... Hang on. Slow this ship down. Hang on. Bring the ship to a halt. Okay, computer. I need you to go to Desor Orbital. Lock destination.
Now imagine this. Imagine we had that effect where you could jump in a megaship, right? And it would actually physically jump. Imagine you do that in an AX-1 and everybody's there. They're all excited. They got their AX ships and they jump. And they're bouncing around, the ship's shaking and shit in hyperspace, and then you just hear the interdiction noise, because there's a big Thargoid mothership, and they should just fucking sound a siren when they get out, like, Thargoid mothership class detected, or megaship, I guess, that's their category. It's like, all combat pilots debark immediately. You take off, and there's just a fucking massive Thargoid ship with, like, 30 hearts.
Well, there's been some theorizing going on among some of the players that there is some sort of larger class Sargoid mega base ship type of apparatus
I
coming.
believe that the Sargoid sites are actually
Base ships, yeah.
Sargoid base ships, yeah.
Yeah. So
Looking at their design, it's just too obvious to me. It just looks so much like their smaller vessels, just partially embedded in the ground.
like the Cylon base stars of Battlestar Galactica, and now we have Dargoid base ship.
That's what I imagine. That's why I would love this so much. I imagine like everybody's in their little ships, and it's like the Battlestar Galactica basically fighting the Cylons, right?
Yeah.
And then it should be like a little mini event. Everybody gets out. They have to fucking hold off like the Thargoids, and then it should like tell you like, all right, the drive's recharged. We're making a jump. We're getting out of here. Everybody return to base.
Combat landings, yeah.
Be loaded. It should have like 10 large pads, right? Everybody's in a big line, fucking landed.
Yeah.
They just get sucked into the hangar, and the next guy lands on top of them.
Sure, yeah. That would be something. The combat landings, of course, are reliant on the...
don't have an imagination. Maybe they're too fucking British. Maybe this is the problem with this game. They're too British. They just want it to be rainy and dreary.
I think they
stand in the cold for 5 years.
They have plenty of imagination to keep people interested, I'm sure. You got to pick a direction too. Don't forget. Once you pick a direction, you have to pursue it to its logical end. Otherwise, you never make any progress.
I think that if you pick a direction and you pursue it, and it turns out to be the wrong thing, you got to fucking stop.
Oh yeah, absolutely, stop.
They need to stop with the engineering. We need to go completely backwards.
You want to see us retrograde the engineering, or just keep it the way it is?
I want it completely fucking gone. What I want them to do is bring it all into one fucking system. Engineering comes in here, regular outfitting comes in here, new technology crap comes in here. All three of them combined, one fucking system. No more of this disparate crap where you have to fly around the fucking galaxy collecting goddamn gumballs to give to the engineer so that he'll work on your fucking module. It's stupid. That's not how the real world works. You call them, you say, I got a fucking job, quote me on this. They quote you, you buy it.
Yeah, that's true. That is how it works. Generally. It's one of the reasons I got rid of my car, actually. Do you realize that you live... Oh, that's right, you're not in New York City, but...
No, not New York City.
But if you actually had to pay for parking, like you do in New York City...
Oh, I've had to pay for parking. Yeah, I have had to pay for parking. In fact, I'm going to have to pay for parking tonight because I'm going to a show.
Oh, are you? Jesus. I mean, it must be just horribly expensive. Toronto, downtown Toronto, which is a slightly smaller city in Canada, is fucking hideously expensive. It's one of the most expensive, like, real estates, I think, on the planet right now. Definitely in the World League, up there with Los Angeles and New York. You can pay through the nose, and you can get around these cities. Almost everywhere that you need to go, you can do on an electric scooter, which is what I've used.
Yeah, well, sure, of course. But, I mean, the thing is, I live...
If I need a car, I'll just go rent a car. Like, I don't use a car anymore, except for, like, driving to the next city over or whatever. Even then, I might consider taking a train. It's just cheap.
It's very different where I live. There's not a lot of public transportation, and what there is so spread out that it would take you a lot of walks. You really where the region I live in, and the vast majority of the United States landmass, you gotta have a car. End of story.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. If I lived in Winnipeg, Manitoba, I don't think I'd be as itinerant as I would like, or I would rather I'd be more itinerant than I am here in Ottawa. But there's 3 cities, all of which have more than 1 million people within 4 hours drive of one another, and you can add a 4th city, Quebec City, if you're willing to go another 7 or 800,000. So with that many people, we call it the Golden Horseshoe for some reason. I guess, yeah, because it's where It's where hang on, all the people in the country of Canada are basically all within a few hours of one another.
Audience, you're in audience.
Docking request approved. Please land on
Okay, landing on pad 2, Dassault Orbital.
use of automated docking computer permitted. You are clear to hand over control.
And I've discovered there is a place for the docking computer, and it's definitely with the Type 9. This ship is just too freaking big.
Cargo!
It barely fits through the space door. How are you supposed to dock except... Move!
I do it all the time in my Type 9.
I can. You have no choice. When you leave the station, you have to do it on manual. There's no docking.
Right.
So, it's possible... Okay, this thing is just sitting here for some reason.
Regulate your speed and accommodate.
Alright, dude, I gotta go run some errands. I got a friend coming over in a couple hours, so...
Okay.
Get some gas, get some cash and shit, so... I'll probably
Okay. We'll talk to you.
a week off Elite, though, and I couldn't take it. I had to come back. I got into my spaceship.
Yeah, I'm finding the same thing myself. Star Citizen isn't there yet, but anyway, we'll talk to you later.
Landing complete. Execute system shutdown. We trust this facility will serve you well, Commander.
Yes, Commander. Okay. We need a crew lounge. Oh, we have an active crew member. That's good. Good. So we need to refuel. We did. Let's see how many hops we have left in our navigation to our targets. We're at the midway point. 7 jumps left to BD 2665. Well, we can now make it all the way there. But I'm going to try to span a couple of these star systems and see if my FSD charger will work the way I would like it to. On max jump. Let's see. Let's go to the parentheses system. Plot not available. Okay. That's only 30 light years. And that's really max jump distance. Hang on, maybe we got cargo. Oh, you are kidding me. Oh, yoy, yoy, yoy. No wonder we're hauling, I thought we had sold that last night. Well, we're not doing it like this, so... Roger Boscovich. We'll go there first. Okay, refuel complete. Leave this station.
Pilots are warmly sanctioned. Keeping the docking bay clear of obstructions.
Landing coupler disengaged. You may proceed when ready.
Galapagos. This planet looks mighty big. Very, Ooh. Ooh. What's our cadmium inventory at? $29 of 200.
You are now clear of the station. Thank you, Commander. Have a splendid journey.
Germanium is at 21. Have a look at this again. %. What do we got over here? Okay, one moment.
Get fuck off.
Okay, so well, it's that or germanium, so I think what we'll do
Frameshift drive charging.
is we'll take a look for possible mineral deposits on this world.
Orbital flight engaged. Take out the fighter.
I'll take care of the mothership.
I'm not seeing any blue circles here. There's one. Okay, that one's fairly good sized.
Tell me what to do, Commander.
Okay.
I've got control. Don't worry, Commander. I'll keep her safe. Roger that, Commander. I've got the fighter. Copy that. I'll hold the fort, Commander. Initiating fighter recovery. You are go for approach, Commander.
undetected. Fighter docking sequence initiated.
Fighter is locked down. We're good to go, Commander.
Landing gear deployed. Landing gear retracted.
Okay, we don't have a scarab apparently. ISS.
Frameshift drive charging. Taking heat damage.
Tango Romeo India. You are now within Imperial jurisdiction. Please maintain decorum when conducting business at this facility. Access permitted. Plot route for approach to landing pad 40. You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
Landing gear deployed.
Docking procedure complete. Execute system shutdown. We trust this facility will serve you well, Commander.
For the benefit of all guests to this facility, please refrain from obstructing access to docking pads.
So we have a Scarab, so why wouldn't it launch?
Restraints retracted. You are clear for departure.
Should be able to now travel 50 light years, according to this. It's 31. Thetis. Also at 31. $33. It's at 49. 37. BD 202665. BD-202665. 92 light years, so in theory, 2 jumps. Yeah, that's close enough. Jumping the ship. It's 40 light years.
Frameshift drive charging.
Mm-hmm.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Temperature critical.
Headed for Curie Port.
Docking assist is now in progress.
Landing gear deployed.
Contact, ship secured.
So here we have a loop for resonating separators and thorium.
Risk annihilation. Make way.
$56.71. A little bit higher than was anticipated, but not much.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Okay, so that cost us about $3 million. Next stage of the loop is Wickamew. Laying in a course now. I want 2 hops. Well, it's manageable. It's not ideal, but...
Frameshift drive charging.
And there's plancos in these cars.
Temperature critical.
Oh, we got one jump left to go here.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. Temperature critical.
Oh god, we gotta explore the system first. Here's our world.
Orbital flight engaged. Landing gear deployed. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
In order to avoid prosecution, all bounties must clear before approaching this facility.
Need a geological survey of the area. Bring up our scanning ship. Detailed surface scanner. It's exactly what we need. Okay, and we're headed back then with our thorium shipment to BD 2665 via Likochna. Hmm.
Frameshift drive charging.
From the cradle of civilization to the farthest stars, forward the Federation.
Landing gear deployed.
Touchdown. Ship is locked down.
Again, that's about $1.5 million overall. Not as rich as we would like, but acceptable. It's too bad it's a little far out there. Anyway, we're going to take a break from this for now. We'll be back on later on today. This is Commander Trium, signing off from Kerry Port in the BD-20 2665 star system. It is the 7th of April, 3304 at 1641, excuse me, 1642:03 Zulu. Signing off for now. Don't forget to check our website out. You can access it at twitter.com/Commander CMDR_Trium, TRIUM.
Be aware of oncoming traffic in the access corridor.
There's a pinned link there as of today, which will take you directly to the YouTube video flight log site. There's also a link to the Elite blog entry site for this commander at ross613.wordpress.com/elite, directly entered into your browser. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.